everyone. Welcome to the Coach Harry Show live at Earl's. Kendall, Grayson with you as always. Coach Harry with you as always. And our guest this week is James Farmer. Not bad.
Good applause. I like it.
Yeah, louder than I thought.
James, thanks for joining us. I know you're a little banged up here and not playing. Anything you can tell us about kind of your current state and when you hope to be back?
Yeah, I mean, I come off IR next week, so hoping to be skating, but we'll see how it goes. You know, I don't want to rush anything here, so this is kind of foreign territory to me being out. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how next week goes and kind of take it from there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got a lot of games here. Just on my sheet, over 130, 132 I have you. So
yeah, I don't think I've missed anything since I started like 2 years ago. Yeah, so.
Wow.
He's been a trooper, and unfortunately, you know, things like this happen, and you just got to be patient with it. And we're looking forward to when he gets back. So, as I said, we're going to be patient with it because we know down the stretch here where he's going to be a big part of our team. So we got to make sure that when he does come back, he's healthy.
Yeah. Coach, we'll talk about the games. We'll get into them as always. But just real quickly, obviously, Binghamton, very good team, and a couple of losses here on home ice this weekend. What'd you think about the games?
It's got a little bit like it's been the last few weeks, mixed emotions. I thought Friday night, I liked our game. I think we gave a couple goals away, and against a good team like that, and they're very opportunistic, and I give them a lot of credit. They took advantage of what, you know, some of the mistakes we made, but I thought we played a pretty good game. I thought it was a good game all around, and you know, when you pull the goalie at the end and they score in the empty net, it's one of those games where, you know, maybe a little different outlook might have happened. You know, actually, I talked to their coach today, and he praised their goalie because he said, you know, Pastuca had a breakaway at the start. He said Whitey had a chance. Cunningham had another chance. He said, you know, if you guys score at that time, you know, maybe the whole game changes. But he didn't, and those things happen. But, you know, that was kind of Friday night. And then Saturday night was kind of just one of those, it was disappointing. And I think not just on my end, I think just from top to bottom, I know 18 guys who played that night. The first period was disappointing the way we came out. I mean, I can't pull any punches and say, you know, it was okay or not okay or whatever. It wasn't good, and they know it. And what I liked about it is we kind of regrouped in the second and third and fought back. And as I said, as bad as we played in that first period, as I said, the score was only the 4-1. They scored late, so it was a 3-1 hockey game for the most of the game. So, but as I said, just really mixed emotions this weekend. I thought we did some good things, and then obviously, as I said, that first period Saturday was a bit of a downer, I guess, the best way we could put it. But as I said, the good things we got to grab onto. You know, we had a good meeting here today. Let's watch some video, and we put some cards on the table here today. So we'll talk about it as we go along here tonight. But hopefully we can regroup here a little bit and make sure that there's a lot of games going forward, and you know, a weekend like this maybe is something to kickstart us to where we want to be.
All right, so that'll do it for our opening segment and a quick recap for the Binghamton games. We'll take a break. We'll come back and talk about Friday's game on the other side. Thank you.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com. Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. Kendall, Grayson, Coach Harry, and James Farmer joining us this week. Coach, we'll get into the first game here of the weekend against Binghamton, the 3-1 loss. They score in the first period. You get a power play goal there in the second period to make it 2-1. What'd you think about just kind of the start and the early moments there that first game on Friday?
Yeah, I didn't mind our game Friday. I thought we played pretty well. They got a very good opportunistic team. They pushed the puck very much. They back check very well. And some of the things we talked about, we could do better. We didn't support the puck as well as I would like to have had it. And when you're playing against a team like that, if you don't support the puck, you're going to be in trouble. And but for the most part, I thought we played pretty well. It was a 2-1 hockey game. And again, that night there, we gave up 2 goals that we can't give up. And as I said, those are the times that we've got to be more diligent and play better, and you can't pull any punches. That's just when you're in games like that, those things come back. It doesn't matter if it's in the first period or second period. We've got to do a better job as a group. And as I said, with all that being said and done, we pulled the goalie. You know what I mean? And so I thought we were right in the hunt there. And as I said, we just couldn't bury one. And as I said, we had our opportunities. And that's the other thing we've got to do. And we're getting some good chances. That's the one thing that I think we got to grab onto, and as a group here, that we're getting the opportunities. And if we're not getting the opportunities, then you really got to worry. But we're getting the opportunities. As I said, Yuri had that breakaway. Whitey had a great chance there. I thought it was like kind of an open net. We had a couple other chances where we've got to put the puck in the net. And one thing about scoring goals, sometimes it comes in ebbs and flows, and right now it's not going the way we want it to, and hopefully things start clicking. We're going to get the big Rake Sally back here this week, and hopefully he can muster up a little bit for us here to push the puck a little bit more north, and we'll see what happens.
Well, and you mentioned him coming back, and obviously James has been out of the lineup here. You never like to point to injuries as excuses or anything like that, but you've had some holes in your lineup through the course of the year, and I'm sure that's been tough to deal with at times.
Well, yeah, but as the great philosopher Boots was always say, that's an opportunity for somebody else to stand up. And as I said, over the years, it's one of those things that happens, and you go through some years where players get hurt, and other years it seems like you go the whole year and nothing happens. So. Unfortunately, right now we're in that place, and hopefully we can get out of it and keep our head above water. And one of the great things about the weekend here, like as disappointing as it was, I woke up on Sunday morning and I looked at the standings, and right now if the playoffs started, we'd be in the playoffs. And we had a number lesson today. We gave all the boys a bunch of numbers here today. We got 87, I think. Did I say?
Something like
I think it was 87 days we got left of the season. We got 29 games. We got so many against PD, so many against Whitfield, so many against a couple other teams. And those are games that if we want to be where we want to be at the end of the year, we got to take advantage of those situations and play well. And then even the other games, we've got to stand up here now. We got to put our best foot forward. So. Even as disappointing Friday night was, as I said, I thought we played well, but we're right there where we want to be, and we just got to be better.
And there were several, really good things. You score a power play goal against, the best penalty kill in the league, and that's not easy to do. Teams struggle to do that against their penalty kill, so you're able to do that. Boris goes out and has just a really good weekend. We can talk about him on Saturday too, but I said on the broadcast, if I had to pick out one player who was your best player the whole weekend, it was your goaltender. Before we move on, just anything else you'd like to say there about Friday?
Yeah, Boris keeps us in the games there. He's done a good job. We lost Skinner. We got Purdy with us right now, but it's just kind of one of those situations where it's tough on him, and I respect him a lot for handling the situation that he's doing, and hopefully we can get him in here coming up pretty soon. So it's just one of those things. As I said, Boris has got the reins right now, and I thought he's done a great job for us.
James, where'd you watch the games from this weekend?
So unfortunately, I didn't get to watch much Friday night because, having first game out, a bunch of fans are talking to me, asking me what's going on. So I kind of got bits and pieces of it. Saturday, I got to watch a bit more. But I was kind of all over for both games, trying to pick, different spots, kind of see what I liked, see if I could kind of find some peace and quiet for a bit to watch a bit more of the games. So, but yeah, Friday night was a tough one for me to get in there and get some of the action. But
it's hard that first game when you're out, or second game when you're out. We're trying to watch, and people want to talk to you, but also just watching the game sometimes is it's not always fun to watch, especially when you're out. And but sometimes it's always good to get a different perspective of the game once you've sat out a game. They always said that each player should sit out one game. That's not always the best the best way to have it done, but it's always good because you get a different perspective. So sometimes it's good to have a night off once in a while.
Yeah. And then, Coach, I was going to say too that first game, you play a 1-goal game on the road earlier this year, and then once again, it's the empty net goal at the end. But as you said, you pull the goalie, you're in that hockey game, and it's a 1-goal game against a very good team there on Friday night.
Oh yeah, I mean, to think that we're going to win 6-1 or something like that, or vice versa, we knew it was going to be one of those games. We had already set up, I was prepared way before the game started if we have to pull the goalie and who's going to play and who's not going to play and who's hot or who's not hot. So those are situations that you have to, and you got to be prepared for that. And as I said, a lot of the games that we've played against them have been close games, so we knew it was going to be a tough one, and it was exactly the way the only thing that was different is we were hoping we got the W instead of the L.
Right. All right, well, that'll do it for the first game recap. We'll take a break, come back, and talk about Saturday's game. Thank you.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. We will now talk about the second game of the weekend, Coach. And you mentioned there at the very start of the program tonight, just certainly need a better start in that situation. And unfortunately, fell behind by 2. I said on the broadcast, I think it was during the media timeout, that was maybe as animated and upset as I've seen you the whole season, and I'm sure it wasn't great from your view there.
Well, I think the best part about the first period was I think 18 guys were upset about the way they played. And to be honest with you, it was just one of those games where that's probably the worst game or worst period that I think we've put on since I've coached here. It was just one of those situations where I don't know if we were over ready or so under ready or not, but I thought we had for the night before, you think you would come in with some jam after, you lose a tough one, but you're right there. And then, as I said, it was just one of those games where I'm watching and I don't think we won a battle. We were out of position. when we did have a chance, it was like we couldn't handle the puck. Our passes weren't on. The one good thing about that is when you're watching the tape, and unfortunately I had to watch the tape. A long time ago I was coaching, and after the game someone gave me a tape. This is I'm dating myself here because they used to bring in the tape, the big tape to us, and someone said, "What are you going to do with it?" And I threw it right in the garbage. And sometimes you just got to do that. Sometimes you just got to, as disappointing as it was, and I think everybody in the room and were disappointed in their performance. But what I liked about it was we talked after the first. Yeah, I mean, the one time out there. Yeah, I think someone behind the bench was probably a little uptight. I think the hands were going like this. So when the hands start going like that and the gum starts chewing, we know things aren't very good. So, but no, I think after the first area we regrouped, and I thought the second and third period, was it great? No, it wasn't great, but I love the effort. I thought we fought back, and unfortunately we gave up another goal there that kind of put us back on our heels. So. If we don't give that one up, there's a good chance we're going to go in 2-1, and as I said, that goal there just kind of put us on back on our heels again. So, but for the most part, as I said, other than that first period, the second and third period, I thought we responded pretty well, and that's what we got to grab onto that. We can't that first period, as I said. If I had an old tape, I probably would have thrown it in the garbage too. So, but I don't have that. It's already on the computer, right?
Yeah. So you go throughout the weekend, and obviously you can't climb back in that game. But again, you get a goal in the second period from Whitey, Connor Craig, Josh LaBelle get the assist. Connor Craig's a guy that was sort of new to the lineup there. Yeah. Tell fans about him, as I don't think we've had a chance to talk about him yet.
Yeah, he came in. He had been playing for a couple of weeks there, so he came in, and he's a skilled guy. He can move the puck, and I thought he had a great weekend. For a guy that's coming in that situation, and I think he's going to be a big part. He does a lot of good things. As I said, he can move the puck, which is great. And as I said, I think he's only going to get better as we get going along and get more comfortable in everything that we do. And as I said, sometimes it just takes time, and probably a tough weekend for him to walk into against that team. But it's probably a great way to jump in. If you're going to jump in, you must as well jump in with both feet. So no, I thought he did a good job, and he's going to be a big plus for us. And he made a nice play, and Whitey, you let Whitey walk in like that. That was a very high class goal. Like that was in top shelf, and he made the goalie move, and it was right in the top shelf there. So that was a really nice goal.
We'll get to the fan questions and talk about James coming up, but I'm sure he's a guy that. In a game like that, you want to have him in the lineup, obviously, and just tell the fans, if you could, about just what he's able to do and the many situations we see him out on the ice.
Yeah, he's been playing a lot this year, and I think it's been a plus for us. And whenever you take one of your higher end guys, or anybody out of the lineup, like when you play with 3 lines and 6D, like you need everybody. And the one thing about when we played well this year, we've played well as a team, and actually sometimes it's a good sign, because when we played bad the other night, we played bad as a team. So I can't, and that sometimes is a plus. When you got 5 guys playing and the rest aren't playing, that's when you start to worry. But as I said, everyone kind of goes in the same boat here. So we miss James, and hopefully, as I said, he's back soon and give us that little extra push there that we need down the stretch.
And, you already talked about Boris a little bit, but I'm just looking at the stats here from the weekend. He goes 51 saves officially in that second game. He had 40 in the first game. He was really, really good this weekend, and, it's a couple losses and disappointing efforts, but it's like, I wouldn't want that to get lost either, of how good he was.
I don't think you should tell him all those stats, because he's going to want more money, but he's not getting it. I'll tell him right now, right? But what do you think, Farm? No?
I sure hope not, Coach.
So, but no, he's done as I said, he's got the ball right now, and he's done a great job for us and kept us in the game. And I know as well as he's played, I know he would like a couple back over the last few weeks. But everybody's in that boat. I think everyone, nobody plays a perfect game, and as I said, he's kept us in the game. He's made the saves when we had to, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah. Before we move on, any last thoughts on the weekend, and then also knowing that you're going to see this team again at the end of the month?
Yeah, that's the exciting part. We take after these next couple game weekends, we're home and away, and everything like that. We got a bunch of road trips, so every time we go to Binghamton, it's a nice rink. It's going to be a great challenge, and hopefully we can get a little momentum here again in the next couple of weeks there, and get our feet underneath us again. And when we go up to Binghamton, hopefully we can put our best foot forward. And as I said, the last time we were in there, we were beating them 3-1, and then ran into penalty trouble. And I think that was the game. The referee didn't come on our side there. That was a tough one, but those things happen. And as I said, I'm looking forward to it. And as I said, it'll be 3 weeks before we know it. So we'll have to be ready this weekend.
I think starting Friday, it's 10 of the next 11 are on the road. I think you have a span after that game on the 24th. You literally go more than a month without playing a home game. Again, the games all count the same at the end of the day, but like this really is a critical stretch of hockey that you're getting ready to play.
Oh, no question. And our record's been okay, not great on the road, but I don't think we've changed, and I think actually we're getting better as we're going along here on the road. So we're going to have to put some things together here that give us a chance to be successful at the end of the year. And it's up to the guys. As I said, we went over those numbers today, and it's a matter of now, are we going to be prepared well enough to take it to the next level? And that's what we've got to do.
All right, so that'll do it for our weekend recap. We'll take a break, come back, and answer some fan questions. Thank you.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool for the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
I want to stop losing sleep over this. I want to know that surgery is the right decision. I want to protect what I've built. I want a plan designed just for me. I want to know that I'm in excellent hands. I want the latest and greatest. I want to continue to grow, no matter what life throws my way.
For the best surgical care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. Kendall, Grayson, Coach Harry, and James Farmer with us this week. Coach, we've got some questions for both you and James. This is, like I say, always my favorite segment. We get to know the player a little bit better. This first question is for you, James. It says, what play or specifically what goal has been your favorite of the year? Doesn't have to be one that you were involved in. Just, could be any goal.
Well, I'll do one of mine maybe, then one from the. But yeah, I mean the slap shot goal a couple weeks ago was pretty funny. I mean, all the guys were like, who's walking into the hash marks and just ripping one. But I mean, I do that in warm up skate and stuff. So it's not like it's a random play. It's, not premeditated. It's just kind of worked out that way. The guy was taking the passing lane. I said, all right, we're firing one. That was pretty funny. And there was one, I think Gus scored. I think it was against Wytheville on the Saturday last weekend. He dangled 3 guys and undressed the goal. I don't know how he did that. I was like, that might be the nastiest goal I've ever seen in any league, honestly. So that was ridiculous. Yeah.
The goal that I remember about him the most is we were in a great game in Columbus in playoffs, and he took the puck up the ice there, and my first thought was, you better hit and run and get out of there. And the next thing you know, the puck's in the net, and I was like, great play, Farm. I love that one.
Yeah.
I came back, went, attaboy, good job out there. Oh, yeah. But the other things were going through my mind, but yeah, that's the goal that I remember the most. you know, I've seen you take a slap shot before. So, but that one there, as I said, I just remember going up and the time, and you know, it was it the tying goal?
I think I tied it up.
Tied the game, the tying goal there. So it was like, as I said, I didn't. Nobody's heard that. I never told anybody that, but as I said, through my mind, that's what it was. So that's but he got praise that day.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that was a cool one. There was one last year. I think it was a similar situation. We're playing Columbus in like Game 3 in the semis, and I don't know if I got a go-ahead or the tying goal again, and then we ended up winning in overtime again. But that one wasn't as cool. I kind of just tapped that in off a rebound, but still.
They all count.
Yeah,
they all
that's
count
right.
The same.
So,
this next question is, what team do you look forward to playing away? And so I guess that could either be a road environment or building or just road opponent in general.
I mean, I think probably the nicest rink and I mean one of the better teams in the league is Athens. Going to there, they have a really good facility and they get a pretty good crowd, and it's pretty cool environment there. So I think playing in Athens is a really cool spot to be. So
well, it's brand new, eh?
Yeah.
And so those are it's the new shiny toy in the league right now, and as I said, some of the other rinks I like Binghamton. I think that's another rink that's a nice rink, and even a couple of the smaller ones are nice. But as you say, Athens is one of those rinks that it's a nice shiny toy and a new one, and it's pretty nice in there.
And it's fun to get up for those games too against the top teams. So going to Binghamton's always fun. Going to Athens,
You do have a side hustle. I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but we do have some questions. This is what inspired you to go into that and to be a rapper and do some music on the side.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's really any inspiration. I just kind of been doing it for a while. Haven't really done it in a while either, but just since I was maybe 12, just started writing some lyrics down, and maybe about 5-6 years ago kind of put something out there and just had some fun with it. I've done a few things since, but I haven't really touched it since I think I did an album about a year ago now. Haven't really touched it since then, so I don't know if I'll pick it back up. I know some fans at the rink have been asking me, but so I don't have any comments on any future plans right now, but maybe we will get back into it down the line. I'm not sure yet.
That I don't listen to a lot of music, but that's one music I haven't heard it yet. I'm surprised that maybe he would have given the coach a free copy. I'm not sure. I don't know if it would be on my number one list of favorite old songs, but we'll give it a whirl. Maybe the coach just needs a free copy. Maybe. I don't even know where you'd buy one or get one.
Maybe after the season.
Good question here. It says, who are you closest with on the team of your teammates?
I'm going to have to go with Schnapp on that. I mean, I've been living with him for, almost 3 years. And me and him also stay at the house for most of the summer, too. So it's not like we're just there for the season, but we're there for a couple extra months in the summer. So, and it's usually just me and him there. And Kramer was around for a bit last summer, too, but mostly me and Schnapp in the house together. So you kind of get pretty tight with a guy you're, housemates with for that long. So, yeah.
You should, in the summertime, I'll call and I'll say, how's the house? And Farmer will go, I've done a great job. And then all of a sudden, you talk to Schnappy, oh yeah, I've cleaned up too. So I'm not sure who's clean. The story. So I just flip a coin and go, okay, maybe one's right, one's wrong. So we're just hoping that the house is clean. So
we have a question about the Hawaiian shirt and kind of how did that come to be? And do you ever get, mistaken of being from there? Or,
Yeah, so I'm not wearing one tonight. I thought I'd do something a little different. It's also, a little colder tonight too. But I think it started, and maybe I've told this story before, but my mom's here actually, and her dad, so my grandpa, I think I inherited a Hawaiian shirt from him however many years ago. Kind of just liked the vibe and, got maybe some compliments on it and kind of just stemmed from there. And now, if I see a cool shirt, usually kind of button down or Hawaiian vibe, I'll pick it up. And that's typically what I wear if I'm going out or, with a suit on game days or, a lot of regular days when the weather's pretty good, I'll have one on too. So that's just, kind of my thing now. And again, people usually question me if I'm out and I'm not wearing one. It's like something's wrong. So,
I don't know that I've ever worn one.
My son was in Knoxville, and he went to Knoxville, and he said, well, what's he like? And I said, I didn't want to say anything. I said, just wait when he walks in your office. And he walked in the next day, and my son called me, and he goes, he walked in with a Hawaiian shirt and a big chain on like this.
Yeah.
I said, that's Mr. Farmer.
Yeah.
So that was, so he hadn't changed. But A couple of years ago, I came on with a Hawaiian shirt.
That's what
too.
I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In fact, 3 people asked me today if I was bringing my shirt, and I forgot it. So, but I still haven't got a chain either. I haven't.
No.
I don't know how it would look on me, but we'll see.
This question asks, is Boots your mustache brother? Do you think yours is better? Do you think his is better? What do you think?
No, Boots is definitely better.
Okay.
I think he's got a quite a bit darker than mine too, so he's got the advantage there. And it's definitely, thicker, but he's also got, a good 8 years on me, so maybe in about 8 more years I'll be as good as Boots, but not right now, so.
Good question here. It says, who are you thankful for?
All my family, especially. I mean, they're here tonight, which I was kind of surprised. I knew they said they were going to be in town sometime this week. I wasn't sure that it would be right here for this, but yeah. I mean, they've obviously got me into hockey and have supported me to keep playing and come down here and be here, and so I'm very thankful for them and what I've been able to do here. So
We got a question that says, why number 11? Is that a number that you got to pick? Is that a number you've worn before?
yeah, so I usually used to wear either 7 or 17 growing up, and then in college I think that number was taken, so I switched to 11. And then I think coming here, I think Clay Keeley got to pick the number before me, so he got 7. And I said, you know what, I'm good with 11. So. But I think, again, my mom has something to do with that number. She maybe used to wear it or something too, I believe. So it's kind of got some history there in the family.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll give you a little bit of a break here. We got a question for Coach. They want to know about the hit on Cunningham by number 23, and what'd you think about that?
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I've been asked that twice today, and I haven't really watched it. I had a job to do this morning with the guys, and it was more about the first period. And I've watched the first period probably 3 times, and I haven't really got to that yet. And from what I've been told, it probably wasn't a great hit or whatever the situation was. I'd have to watch it, and tough to give my opinion on something like that. It probably wasn't great. As I said, if there's been enough, obviously, fan reaction from what I've heard so far. So I'll take a look at it, and I'll give you my opinion. And as I said, it probably wasn't a good situation, but we'll have to see what happens.
Okay. James, we'll go back to you. This is a question that I guess could be a little bit similar to one that we already asked, but it's just says, where is your favorite place to play hockey? So that could be back home, could be home games here. What do you think?
I mean, at this point, I think home games here has got to be the only answer. So, I mean, it's obviously cool, again, getting to go on the road and playing in other rinks, but, I mean, the fans and stuff we have here, I don't think it gets topped anywhere, really. So, yeah, and especially, again, sitting out this weekend, being in the thick of it, I was like, wow, this is nuts. I don't think I can sit on the side behind the benches anymore. The cowbells are pretty ridiculous back there, so I think I got to sit on the far side of the rink there. But yeah, no, it's pretty crazy getting to see that up close in person. So
the problem is when you're on the ice, you can hear it, and it is loud, as I said. But you go in the stands, it's even louder. So it's pretty cool.
We get this question almost every week. Do you have any superstitions?
No, I mean I pretty much do the same thing on every game day, but I wouldn't say I'm superstitious. I usually try to eat like about 4 hours before, usually hamburgers, but I don't care, it doesn't matter. And then I don't really warm up for games, so maybe that's a superstition. I just kind of sit there in my suit for like 2 hours or whatever we're supposed to be there before games, which again, a lot of guys will go out and do stuff. I don't do anything, so.
It's unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, not many guys, but that's the one thing about pro hockey or pro sports or anything. If you want to be your best, you got to know what makes you tick. And as a coach and things like that, I watch what he does. And sometimes, when he first got here, I'd be like shaking my head maybe a little bit, but everyone's got to find their own niche, and I've learned over the years that not everybody has to do exactly what people want to do. You know what I mean? And it's all about your performance and how you get there. And as I said, I know some coaches want, well, you got to go and do this, or you got to go and do that, but not everybody's like that. I went overseas and they wanted me to play soccer before the game, and I didn't know how to play soccer out in the field, holding my cup of coffee and my stick, and I didn't know what to do. So it was weird for me. So I kind of learned from that everybody does things different, and he does something a little different than most players, but it's when you step on the ice, if you're ready, and as I said, he's been ready since I've been here, so that's all you can ask for.
So on the other side of that, we have a question that says, who takes warm-ups way too seriously?
Like pre-game warm-ups, I don't know, because I'm not out there, playing sewer or stretching with anybody. So that'd be hard to say. I know Nate Keeley gets there pretty early and he's doing some stretches, but I don't think he's, that serious. Yeah. But on ice warm-ups, I don't know. I feel like I usually stay out there pretty late shooting pucks. I know Kramer and Whitey stay out late and they're doing their passing and stuff, so maybe those guys. But
how old were you when you first started playing hockey?
I was probably like 4 or 5. Again, my dad, he used to play, and so he got me into it pretty early. I know me and my brother were playing, pretty much since forever. So.
Okay. Yeah. This next question says, "What is the pettiest thing you've done in front of the net?"
I think last season I sucker punched. Who was it? Someone on Port Huron, either Graham or Johnson. I think it was Graham. But those guys who were running our goalies all night, that's kind of how they play. So I said, if you're going to give it, you got to be able to take it. And I try not to play too dirty. I mean, if guys want to, hit or fight, that's fine, obviously. But I try not to, do that stuff unless I think it's really necessary. And, there's some guys in the league that do give it out quite a bit. So, got to do that when it's earned.
This question really could be for either one of you. It says, if the refs could hear your thoughts, how many games would you be suspended?
He's definitely worse than me there.
That's
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. I'd probably be sitting right now with the warden in Texas. So that's that's the thing about it is what the mind is saying. Sometimes you can't. You got to keep that shut there sometimes.
We have a music-related question. We had a couple of these. There's about 3 questions that said, when's new music coming out? But you already sort of answered that one. So.
No plans at the moment.
I think we got that 3 specific times on here. But here's a music-related one. It says, if you had to pick a song to apologize to a teammate after a bad play, what song would you pick?
Like one of my own or just whatever? Anything?
Yeah, whatever you want.
Apologize to a teammate? Probably Sorry Not Sorry, Demi Lovato. I guess, yeah.
This one says, if you had a narrator narrate your life, who would you want it to be?
Maybe John Butita. Yeah. I don't know if it would be the most accurate narration, but I think it would be entertaining.
Yeah.
And so that's it here for the fan questions. I just wanted to ask too, different players take different paths to get here. How did you end up here, and what's it been like so far for you?
Yeah, so finished my junior hockey. I thought about going pro like right away, but it was like during COVID, so it was kind of a weird time for I think a lot of people. So I ended up going to college mostly because of that. And then after college, I said, okay, I'll do 2 years, and then I was looking to go originally to the SP, but I had talked to Harry in the summer as well. I think I got his number from one of my buddies, and I didn't really know much about this league or the SP or anything, but just talked to him, and then he, I think, called my college coach, heard a pretty good review, and so he's like, yeah, I'll get you a tryout. Ended up going to Macon, and the SP got cut there, and then came here, and I've pretty much been here ever since, so just kind of got lucky, really random, just got Harry's number, and he gave me a shot, and here we are a couple of years down the stretch, so, yeah.
I knew, when I talked to him in the summer, I knew he was going to Macon, and the coach in Macon, him and I are good friends, and that's how I ended up with him, and also Nate and Clay Keeley. They were all at the same camp there, so it was pretty good for me.
Yeah, you did all right there.
Pretty good situation for me.
All right, everyone, thanks for your questions. Appreciate it as always. That is it for our fan question segment. We'll take one final break. We'll come back and preview the games against Blue Ridge this weekend. Thank you.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Full Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Full Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Full Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
And hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coach Harry Show. Kendall, Grayson, Coach Harry, and James Farmer, our guest for the week's show. Coach, we'll get to this Blue Ridge series coming up. Blue Ridge will be your next 4 opponents. It's been tightly contested, 6 games this year. Each team has won 3 times. You'll play 12 in total, so you're halfway there. And I think I looked it up today. 20 goals for and 20 goals against in this series. It's been that close and that tight. What do you expect here coming up?
Oh, they're going to be tough games. The thing I'm looking more for is how we respond after this weekend. I thought we had a good meeting this morning, and unfortunately the Zamboni broke, so we had a very short practice. We didn't have a very long practice, but I thought we had a good meeting, and as I said, we talked about some things, and I told the guys that, it's in our hands, and I believe in them, and I told them, I'm not telling you I believe in you because that's what I'm supposed to say. I believe that, and I told them, I've seen us play at a level, and I said, it's their fault that they've set the standard for me, and it's going to be my job to make sure that we play to where we can play, and as I said, I just don't know if we've done it on the most consistent basis this year. So that's going to be our job for the next 29 games is to be the most consistent team we can be, and put our best foot forward, and hopefully that at the end of the rainbow there that we're in a position where we want to be.
Yep. James, thanks for doing this tonight. It's good to have you.
Appreciate it. It's always fun to be on here. So thank you to everyone for coming out. Yeah, appreciate that, guys.
And I know he said his mom and dad were here. We'd like to say a shout out to mom and dad there.
Yeah.
That's pretty. The thing about this is, a lot of times you don't get family to come in, or family comes in, they come in for a weekend, and you don't get to really see them very much. So it's pretty nice when somebody comes in for the weekend, and it's pretty special. They want to drive all this way to see him, and as I said, it's a great attribute to him that they want to come down and see him. Plus, I also know he likes to golf, so there's no golfing in Canada right now. Okay, so I think that was a special. It was like, well, maybe we'll see James on the way down.
It works out. It works out. Yeah.
But all good. Yeah. Can't wait for the weekend.
Yep, it'll be fun. I'd like to say thanks to Earls for having us again. It's been the Coach Harry Show. Thank you.